What's up, guys? This is Showtime's Fight Form. I'm your boy Showtime. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Thank you guys for watching. Definitely make sure you comment. So today's gonna be a reaction off of UFC 271. And that card was very fun. There was a lot of great fights. Bobby Green, we need to get you a main event. You're everything a fan wants, man. Lots of action, good volume. You love to talk trash when you fight. I mean, it's hard to put you in a boring fight, and it's a pleasure. You look amazing. And I did pretty well on my picks. I didn't do too many this time. I normally try to, do the whole main card. But for this one, because I had so much to talk about, I only did the last three. And I mean, the fight delivered, in my opinion. I mean, it was, I have to brag a little bit. Gotta brag just a slight bit. And that is on the Derek Brunson versus Jared Cannonier. One, I did tell you guys that this is a winnable fight for Jared Cannonier. And I also told you that eventually Derek Brunson is going to struggle with the takedowns, and he's gonna get desperate, and he's gonna get finished. It really wasn't the hardest prediction to make just because I've seen the guy fight so many times. However, I will say this, Derek Brunson looked amazing in the first round. I didn't expect him to look that good, to the point that I was like, damn, I'm about to look foolish. Derek is really, like, maybe the blonde hair really is changing. But then, as soon as he came out in that second round, I said, this fight's about to be over. I was like, yeah, I'm right. He's slow. He is slowing down. And here's the thing, and this is like one of my technical opinions. I'm a wrestler. Wrestled all my life. I'm not saying I know everything about wrestling. I just know wrestling just a wee bit. And I know it exhausts us. I know we can use to our favor to rest and chill and stall. I also know it's gonna wear us out a little bit too much. Derek Brunson did way too much wrestling inside the octagon, not on the outside of not on the cage. And when you want to wrestle in the middle of the cage, bro, you're expending so much energy. Jared Cannonier has a really good takedown defense. And granted, to get those takedowns, it was better, I guess, so he could secure them, to do them away from the fence, because Jared Cannonier had better takedown defense against the fence rather than in open spaces. However, you still taxing your body. So, I mean, there were just too many of those. I thought that if anything, if Derek Brunson wanted to be smarter, I thought it would be, hey, let's still do it against the cage. Yes, you're not really gonna be successful. However, you're gonna wear his arms out a little bit. And I mean, I've seen Jared Cannonier's cardio, so in reality, it really wasn't gonna work either way, but that's the reason why I picked Jared Cannonier to win regardless. However, if I was gonna go his route, it's just, you're not the bigger guy because he fought at heavyweight. However, I would still try to muscle my way into wrestling against the fence. Hug him a little bit, wear him out as much as I can, possibly get these takedowns, and then try to get some ground and pound, and then maybe, squeak to a boring decision. But these outside shots that were successful, some bit, but still got some resistance. And then I'm like, coming in the second period, I'm like, yeah, man, his cardio is gonna crash. And it sure as hell did. And that knockout was brutal, like very brutal. And so, the thing is, like, obviously, what's next for both guys? Jared Cannonier, he has to fight for the title. There's nobody left really to fight Izzy, and he's the fresh name, and I don't really see him having much for Izzy, but at the end of the day, he is the next on the list, so he really needs to get the shot. Derek Brunson, he's actually in a weird phase, man. Like, he was in a great winning streak. This was actually, I'm not gonna say it was his only and last opportunity to get a championship fight. However, man, it's starting to dwindle. And now I'm starting to really think, like, is Derek Brunson better off going somewhere else? Like, is it better for him to say, forget the UFC, maybe I should go to Bellator and try to fight Gegard? In reality, Gegard versus Derek Brunson, not saying Gegard can't beat Brunson, because he very well can. However, Gegard can also be beaten by Derek Brunson. Derek Brunson can 100% beat Gegard. Or go to PFL and try to get $1 million, because that's, I'm telling you right now, if I was a free agent, I'm probably going to PFL. Like, granted, they have good fighters. I'm not saying that they don't. I don't want to disrespect PFL like that, but they're still not the caliber of a UFC. I still wouldn't say they're at the caliber of a Bellator either. So, I mean, I don't know how many fights is left on Derek Brunson's contract, but that's something I would really look into. Now, the co-main. That was a fight that I said was a pick'em fight. I wasn't confident in picking Derek Lewis because I've already told you guys. Taia Tuivasa has very good he has a very good chin. He has very good boxing, and he has great power. I mean, he's a heavyweight, and he has really quick punches. I was one shocked that he was able to eat as many clean shots from Derek Lewis as he did, especially when he got taken down. And Derek Lewis takedowns are actually really good. And I didn't just notice that from this, it was from other fights. I'm like, wow, these inside trips are very, very good. You wouldn't expect that from Derek, but there you go, wrinkle in his game. Still getting better. However, both these dudes punch hard. Both these guys are really good boxers. And it just matters who lands right and who lands first. And we saw it was Ty. And so, I mean, what's next? Ty needs to probably fight. People were saying Gane, but here's my thing. It all depends on Jon Jones. Everything in the heavyweight division depends on Jon Jones. Is Jon Jones getting an automatic title fight versus Francis? Is Jon Jones gonna fight Stipe for an interim belt? Is Jon Jones even fighting this year? Because if he's not, then it's like, okay, well, Stipe and Gane should fight. So, I mean, like I said, everything depends on Jon Jones. If Jon Jones fights for the title, I personally would say Cyril Gane should fight Stipe. And then that leaves Ty in a kind of weird space, maybe fight Curtis Blades or something like that. I don't know. But, I mean, it's kind of a long jam because, like I said, Jon Jones is in the picture. Now, if Jon Jones fights Stipe, Gane versus Ty is honestly a perfect fight. And I obviously will favor Gane, but that's still a very perfect fight for him. Derek Lewis, what can we say, man? I mean, your chances of being a heavyweight champion are, in my opinion, over. I mean, I don't see that ever happening. Now it's more so you're already making good money, so just keep stacking up that bread until you just don't want to fight anymore and you want to call it a day, or just call it a day now, man. You stuck your foot in the game. You have the most knockouts in UFC history. You can keep building on that. And keep making, like I said, keep making this money. But if your aspirations to being a champ, which I really don't think it really is, and I don't think it has been for a little bit, but you know, just right off the sunset. You're a legend. We love you. I'd love to see you fight, so it doesn't really matter if you do or you don't. If you do retire, please go into commentating. I would love to get like a B version of like UFCs and hear you commentate on some of these fights because I know I would die laughing. So yeah, absolutely big fan of Derek Lewis. It sucked to see this man lose in his hometown 2 times in a row, but this was the better showing than Gane. Gane, he got blanketed. At least this one he had some shine. And also you've won fights in Houston before, so it's not like you've never won in your hometown. So there you go. Now, the main event, which was surprisingly, there was a lot of drama. There was people who genuinely thought Robert Whittaker won that fight. And here's the thing, man. That fight was close. I'm not gonna sit here and beat you up and argue with you and sit here and say you're completely wrong. I do think you're wrong. I think Israel clearly won. It was a close fight, however. I was also right by saying it was gonna be a 3-2 close decision. The first round, I was like Izzy was picking this man apart. I thought this fight was gonna be another second round knockout the way this was going because Robert Whittaker was getting paced up. And it's great how Robert adjusted because mentally, you gotta think, this dude just knocked me out. And then he knocks me down again. He's honestly whooping my ass the first round. To go back and make every single round after that very competitive, that speaks so much to who Robert Whittaker is as a fighter and as a person, because that's not easy. You easily creep in doubt and just say, this is just gonna happen again. This guy's just way better than me. People are also upset at Israel because Israel kind of like the Marvin fight a little bit, where there wasn't as much action as people wanted from Izzy. Izzy was more so countering, even though I don't really agree with that. I do think that Izzy was aggressive, just not as aggressive as people want him. He doesn't put himself in the fire. He does pick shots, and people are scared, so they honestly don't want to throw shots. So it's kind of a chess match. It really is. It's like, all right, well, you throw this. All right, cool, I got you. Well, I'm gonna throw this 2-2 to counter it. All right, leg kick, see how you feeling. Oh, we gonna go high. Oh, you blocked that, cool, 2. Like, that's just how he goes. And he's never gonna be a brawler. He's not gonna be, in my opinion, he's never gonna be like one of your most exciting fighters ever. That's not how his style is. This guy's been bred to strike a certain way his whole entire life. And he's gonna continue to do that. And it's very methodical, it's very logical. Like, everything he does is just like, it's so smart. It just doesn't come off as I'm just here to get knockouts. No, he's not here to just get knockouts. He's here to literally just beat you. Whether that is by knockout, whether that is by freaking just outpointing you. He could do anything he wants. But I thought, as far as the damage goes, I think that Israel definitely did the damage. As far as the versatility of strikes, I thought Israel was better. Yes, he got taken down, but there was really no control, and there was really nothing he did off that and gained off of it. So it was hard for me to really give Robert that much credit for these takedowns. They really didn't mean anything. I'm not gonna value takedowns, and I'm a wrestler. I don't value takedowns over damage, especially when there's no real control time with these takedowns. I don't think any of them really lasted more than a minute. Like, bro, you gotta do something with these. And like I said, like, it's not even just, like I said, the calf kicks that people had issues with. It was, bro, he was getting his body tore up as well with some of these knees and kicks. If I don't know, people were really paying attention. Look at the later rounds. Robert really started to lower his arms, and he had his elbow protecting his body because he was getting hit. He was getting hurt. And I remember one kick literally had him, actually a couple kicks actually had Robert jump. And there's a reason why. They hurt. He was getting hurt by these folks. And then also the calf kicks were hurting him. We already know he got dropped in the first round. Izzy really did so much work, and he made it look, I ain't gonna say he made it look easy, but it made it look effortless, because that's why people think there's another gear. Granted, there might be another gear, but he was doing his absolute best. He was just picking his shots well, countering when he needs to, hit him when he needs to. But I thought Robert did a fantastic job to make that fight close. I think that's the best Robert can do. I just don't think that he has really anything for Izzy to actually beat him, as close as that fight was. I thought it was right. I thought Izzy won. He's a champ. What's next? Like I just said, Israel, you need to fight Jared. You know, just go ahead and do a clean sweep. Then we got to figure out if you can go back to 205. Now, Robert Whittaker, he's now in flux. And this opinion might be terrible, but now I'm thinking, bro, you're not really gonna fight for the title anytime soon. Maybe you should go down to 170 again and try that. See how that feels. I mean, I don't know, you know, the older you get, like I said, the weight cuts aren't that great, but if you can make it healthy, maybe go to 170, see if you can fight Kamaru Usman. I mean, I think that would be a very interesting fight. Who the hell would not want to see Kamaru Usman fighting Robert Whittaker? Or Chayaz, Chapmaz or whatever. I'm butchering his name. But who wouldn't want to see that? I would love to. But we're kind of running late on the show. That's why I only do 3, because if I do everybody, I'm probably gonna be talking for 30 minutes. But as always, tell me what you think. Comment, share, like, and all that good stuff. Thank you guys for watching. And I'm telling you, man, we're gonna keep coming out with these every single week. I apologize for not being on for a month, but that's over. I'm gonna film as much as I can, as many times as I can, especially since I'm out here by myself now, so it's pretty easy to do. But thank you, man. Make sure y'all stay blessed. And as y'all know, this is Showtime's Fight Form.